Hello, welcome to this CIRS-Chemradar online class. My name is Eric Xiong and I'm the head of the industrial chemical sector at CIRS Group. Last session, we had a general introduction to China REACH or MEE Order number 12. In this session, we will talk about its data requirements, which depend on its registration type and the specific properties of the targeting substance. First, we need to understand the definition of PBT substance and highly hazardous substance. P stands for persistence and could be determined by biodegradability, hydrolysis, or photolysis testing. B stands for bioaccumulation and could be determined by octanol water participation coefficient testing or bioaccumulation testing. T stands for toxic and could be determined by health toxicity and environment toxicity studies. Highly hazardous substance refers to new substance with persistent, bioaccumulative, and toxic properties, with very persistent and very bioaccumulative or VPVB properties, or with equivalent environment health hazardous or healthy hazardous like substance deemed to be ecology disruptors. For scientific filing and China REACH, such as for polymer, the applicants need to submit a GPC report to define its molecular weight distribution and stability study reports to prove whether or not the polymer meet exclusion conditions, and there is no specific testing requirements for new substance with an annual volume of less than 1 ton. For simplified registrations, applicants are required to submit spectral data, which could determine the substance quantitatively and quantitatively. Depends on the state of the substance at normal conditions, such as whether it is liquid, a solid, or gas. Different data requirements for physical chem properties are required, and some basic eco-toxic data should also be submitted. If the substance is deemed as both P, persistent, and B, bioaccumulative, some special eco-toxic data and endpoints will be required additionally. Typical registration has the highest data requirements, and it requires submitting a full package of basic data endpoints, including spectral data, physical chem data, eco-toxic data, and healthy toxicity data. And if the substance is deemed as P, persistent, or B, bioaccumulative, the applicants must also to submit additional special data endpoints, even including a carcinogenicity evaluation report. For most data endpoints, the Chinese authority consider test results as the most reliable data source, and if tests could not be performed due to intrinsic properties of the substance, the applicants could use alternative methods like QSAR, read-across, or expert statements. The applicants must first check their available study reports and then to perform required studies to fill data gaps. Normally, those studies performed in GLP lab in accordance with OECD testing methods will be accepted under China REACH. Please note that some eco-toxic studies such as biodegradability, bioaccumulation, and fish-acute toxicities must be performed in China labs using local organisms. Applicants could use tier-by-tier strategies, starting from low-tier studies like acute toxicity studies and weaving some high-tier studies such as long-term toxicity studies if they meet conditions for weaving. CIRS has completed dozens of typical registrations and hundreds of simplified registrations under China REACH, and we have also worked as a registration agent on behalf of foreign companies. Please feel free to get in touch via service at cirs-group.com, and we'll be pleased to provide any assistance. That's it for today's online class, and we will see you for the next session.